A guy named Dave is at a party talking to himself when suddenly a girl named Aubrey asks him if he knows who this party is for. Dave has no idea. Aubrey has no friends, and she believes that all the girls are too easy and don't have respect for themselves. Dave confesses that with his friends they would find parties and hang around a bit, but due to not knowing anyone then they would leave. Dave wonders why she came up to him. Aubrey says that she just wanted a laugh, and she makes it very clear that she has a boyfriend. Dave says that he's interested in a girl named Jane. But they're just friends, and he saw her flirting with a guy. So Dave decides to ask Aubrey for advice on what he should say to Jane. Dave pulls out a paper and reads some sweet thoughts. But Aubrey tells him that it was probably a bit too much, and all Jane might want to hear is something that makes her feel a little less freaked out than she already does. Dave feels embarrassed, but he asks Aubrey if she wants to dance with him to build up his confidence. But Aubrey says that she doesn't dance and she doesn't do PDA either. So Dave tries to explain that they're alone, so nobody is going to see them, and it'd be just one dance. This convinces Aubrey to dance with him. But the dance ends when Dave checks his phone to see that the cops have arrived and everyone is leaving. Dave's friend who has a car already left, so Aubrey offers he walks with him to her house, which is only 10 blocks away. During the walk, Aubrey mentions how she's learning how to play the drums because it helps her release her anger. Dave asks if she's happy and Aubrey replies that she wouldn't say that and all she wants to do is get away because she's so over high school. But Dave does feel pretty happy right now. Soon they arrive at Aubrey's house. Dave wants to hang out with her again, so Aubrey gives him her number. Then she invites him to come inside. Aubrey pours some wine for the two and plays some music. Aubrey asks if Dave has done it before. He says no, but according to him there have been some opportunities, just not with the girl he fantasizes about, which is Casey Flynn, a girl that goes to his school and everyone considers to be pretty hot. Then Dave asks Aubrey if she's still a virgin, but she replies that it's none of his business. She does mention that she's not into how modern relationships work. All she wants is to meet a man the old-fashioned way, like in a bar. Dave asks what about a guy who talks to himself in a dark alley. Aubrey grabs Dave's hand and asks what type of girl he thinks she is. Dave replies that he has never met anyone like her. Aubrey is pleased with the answer. Dave and Aubrey fall asleep together. In the morning when they wake up, Dave has to leave through the window. Then, Dave tells his friends about Aubrey. Simon says that Aubrey made up having a boyfriend and probably likes Dave. The only way to be sure of this is to ask her to hang out, and if she mentions having a boyfriend then he will know that she's not into him. The problem is that Dave can't text her because Aubrey only gave him the first 3 digits of her phone. But Simon suggests that he looks her up on Facebook. Dave says that Aubrey doesn't believe in exposing oneself in social media. Simon now has a good picture of the type of girl she is. An alternative one who's into rock, only likes art films and smells like vegan food. But Simon wants to help his friend, so he asks Stan Vike to do him a favor. The guy goes to the same school as Aubrey and has access to the student database. Stan Vike could only find the address and the home number. Dave's friends advise him to not call her right away, but he can't wait and asks what she will be doing later. Aubrey says that she will go watch a movie with Ronnie. Dave says that he will be going too. Aubrey doesn't seem to care and hangs up. Later we see Aubrey with her boyfriend, who tells her that he had a really rough week so he might not be having a ton of fun tonight. Dave's at the movies with his friend when he sees Jane approaching him. And right after, Aubrey goes with Ronnie to say hi to Dave. So a big group of people enter the room to watch the movie. Jane is trying to get closer to Dave. Aubrey feels uncomfortable and leaves. Dave notices and walks away to see if she's fine. Aubrey apologizes for making him jump out of her house the other day. Dave is happy to forgive her by just getting her number. Dave then invites her to a party that will take place after at Brianna's place. At the party, Ronnie tells everyone that because they're so young, and he's not, they haven't realized yet that a lot of things don't have any meaning and nobody cares about anything except making money. And essentially, he's just complaining about his job. Aubrey feels overwhelmed and goes out. Jane is there and mentions that Dave is amazing and is one of her best friends. Then Jane complains about Brendan, a guy she dated who's an idiot and nothing like David. Aubrey was going to say something, but she decided not to. In the meantime, Ronnie tells Dave that he usually doesn't go for high schoolers, but there's something different and inspiring about Aubrey. And then he says that they are going to do it tonight in his van. Dave is lost for words and just says that would be pretty unforgettable. Aubrey sits down to play the piano. Dave approaches her. Aubrey says that he never mentioned having a sister. Dave explains that it never came up. He has a half-sister and the dad is no in the picture. Then he straight up asks her to please not do it with Ronnie. Aubrey doesn't care much because she thinks her virginity is not a treasure that she has to guard until she finds the one. And she sees Ronnie as a safe option because she has a copy of his test results. Aubrey reminds Dave that he's into Jane, and he should stick to her. Dave smiles and says that she digs him. Aubrey can't believe how suddenly he became cocky. Dave and Aubrey are so close to each other. It seems they're about to kiss, but Ronnie appears to say that they're leaving. Aubrey doesn't feel so comfortable about leaving because Ronnie has drank too much. Dave offers to take her home, and this really pisses Ronnie to the point where he gets aggressive towards him. Simon appears to stand for his friend, but Big Corporation prevents him from doing anything. To avoid any problems, Aubrey leaves with Ronnie. Dave goes to see how Jane is doing. She tells him that she's a little tipsy, so he gives her a glass of water. Jane mentions that Ronnie is a hottie, but she's overboard because they all suck. Dave reminds her that she said that many times before and nothing changed. But Jane says that this time she means it. Jane wants to tell him about what happened when the cops came the other day, but Dave interrupts her to ask if she knows what homogenized means. Jane says that it's a kind of milk, homogenized milk. Dave feels disappointed and says that he wants to go. Aubrey calls Dave and he picks her up. Aubrey tells Dave that she broke up with Ronnie, and she didn't do it for him. So she makes it clear that she can't jump into a relationship with Dave. But suddenly they see that a car got into an accident. Aubrey says that she's feeling sick, so Dave pulls over. Aubrey says that she might not be strong enough to be on her own. Dave reminds her that she's not alone. She's got parents and has him. Aubrey is happy to hear that and kisses him. The following day, while Aubrey is doing homework, she gets a call from Dave telling her that he's at the park with his little sister Stella. Aubrey is not sure about going because she doesn't want to get in the way. But Stella takes the phone, introduces herself and asks Aubrey to come to the park and hang out with them. When Aubrey arrives at the park, she feels curious about where Dave's dad is. Dave says that he's not sure. His dad had a drug problem, got himself into debt, and then took off. The worst part is that Stella really liked him, and he just completely bailed on her. That's why, for him, it'd be hard to leave for college because he doesn't want her to worry about him not coming back. Aubrey is not really sure what to say other than that everything will be fine. Aubrey has the house to herself. She invites Dave to come over. Dave caresses her softly, and they feel ready to do it. Aubrey reaches for the condom. Dave starts to get nervous, but he manages to put it on. However, when they finish, Aubrey tells him that she thinks it can be better, more fun, even eventually, but it wasn't anyone's fault. Dave says that sometimes people don't fit, and they both agree that it's best to not pursue a relationship. Dave's friends try to comfort him, saying that it was probably best this way because they were not likely to last since he's moving to New York. But the following morning, Dave shows up at Aubrey's house to say that he's sorry. He doesn't know anything about love, and all that he wants is to be able to keep talking to her and figure things out. Aubrey asks Dave to give her a ride to school. When they arrive, Aubrey asks if he can pick her after school. Dave says that he will be there, but Aubrey runs to him at the last minute to kiss him.